The current Mid Loddon Landcare Network area includes farmers who are active members of the West Morong, Ravenswood Valley, Nuggety, Barringup and Arnold area Landcare groups. The second year of the Mid Loddon Landcare Network's Farming for Sustainable Soils project has been designed and driven by the Mid Loddon farmers. Their primary objective was to build on their strong interest in soil health and soil protection. Their previous project trials included biological farming, compost, lucerne, and soil health management planning, all with an ongoing group support for minimum till and retaining stubble and a good ground cover. There has also been an ever-increasing network of vegetation corridors and paddock shelter belts. Our previous year's Farming for Sustainable Soils project activities included increasing areas of paddock protection shelter belts on properties at Arnold, Newbridge and Derby to protect against soil loss through soil erosion, increasing habitat for biological insect control and providing crop and stock shelter for improved production rates. One of the real challenges we face with our farming systems in North Central Victoria is increasing the soil organic carbon levels we need for healthy, resilient soils. We believe that one of the ways we can achieve this is by improving the control we have over grazing. We want to grow bigger pastures with deeper and more vigorous root systems. We think we can do this through the adoption of cell grazing regimes. The cell grazing trial involves an intense rotational grazing regime. A good understanding of the paddock geology together with an in-depth soil surface and subsoil investigation to correct any soil deficiency was needed. A rotational grazing regime can provide benefits for soil structure, increased carbon levels, erosion control, nutrient recycling, hydrological function and an increased stability of sheep production.
We had a speaker there, guest speaker down from up New South. I can't even tell you where he came, a bloke called Trevor Dawson, and he was doing one of these ones up there, and I sort of got fairly interested in it, and he sort of put me on that track, or got to thinking about it anyway, and yes, and in Vols we've got a block down the road here, 320 acres, and it's in 300 acre paddocks, and the idea is we're going to split it into 9 30 acre paddocks, and then the idea is to run one mob of sheep on it and just keep swapping it around each paddock to paddock every 4 days. So the circle takes you 36 days to do the circle, and by that time the regrowths come back again and you can go around again, and hopefully we can keep that up right through the year.
One of the issues many landholders in our Farming for Sustainable Soils group identified in assembling their local area soil plan was their continued reliance on large volumes of farm chemicals, particularly pesticides and herbicides. Farmers are concerned over both the cost of the chemicals and the impact they may be having on soil biology and soil health. We decided to explore an integrated pest management approach. The Integrated Pest Management Project was voted one of our most successful trials. This intense 12-week trial involved growers meeting weekly on-site with a technical support officer. Growers learnt to identify the good and the bad insects, with serious discussion taking place at each meeting regarding the condition of the trial's paddock soil and past management. This included weed control and chemical use, current crop condition, and if any action required to protect it. Weekly reports were posted to 40 growers, who were able to contact the technical advisor if needed between weekly visits.
I suppose the main thing about the project was just having a specialist there from IPM Technologies who helped us identify the different insects in the paddock, the beneficials versus the pest insects, and how they interacted with each other, what was eating what, and and just having the knowledge or the awareness of what you're actually doing with the sprays and when you needed to spray and didn't need to spray. And it's followed into loosen crop in the spring where we've normally always sprayed an insecticide to try and get the lucerne up out of the ground, and there again with the monitoring and the IPM project we didn't bother spraying. In the end I had to do a border spray just around the edge of the paddock. Normally you'd spray the whole paddock with a residual insecticide, but we just got the crop up away, the lucerne, and without any insecticide, so it's cost saving as well as hopefully improving the ecosystem of whatever's living in there, and just preserving the whole soil biota, I suppose.
This project will build participants' local landscape and paddock condition knowledge via visual training in soil sampling and soil pits, and group interaction with technical support and advice. Soil pit and soil testing educational workshops were held in 2011 for the Nuggety, Murphy and Canberra groups. There will be an extension to this project in 2012 with a technically supported 2-day farm landscape walk planned for farmers west of Arnold. Participants will study a large number of small paddocks, observing soil condition under different management regimes and studying the condition of local soils at different levels in prepared soil pits. 2012. The Mid Loddon 2012 Farming for Sustainable Soils project has already begun, with a social barbecue at Woodstock, with 2 presenters providing valuable information regarding interpretation of soil tests and local soil geology. Farm biomass satellite mapping. The first workshop was held at Lanakuri with participating farmers attending. In an industry where inputs are increasingly expensive and climates continually variable, long-term soil protection and continued soil improvement require knowledge and precision. To redesign their paddocks and farming regimes, farmers need access to new land assessment technical tools with agronomical interpretation. This would assist measurement, modelling and prediction of water flows, nutrient and carbon according to their farm soil types and current soil health. 30 properties across the sub-catchment have been recently mapped by the network facilitator with support from individual landholders. A precision agricultural support contractor has been employed to compile whole farm satellite biomass maps for each participating farm at a chosen season from 2003 to the current year. The satellite images reflect the overall health of the farm ground cover, including organic material produced by the plants, such as leaves, roots, seeds and stalks. The resulting documentation from this information will then be compared with the landholder's previous records, including rainfall, paddock history and previous project results of paddock crop and pasture condition and type, plus photographic records, with an aim to build a comprehensive farm and landscape soil condition report. A number of participating farmers are planning crop or pasture input trials, with members hoping for visual results from a final, early, real-time satellite mapping of all farms. Soil pH mapping and soil testing. Soil pH mapping and soil testing on 2 paddocks on each of 30 participating farms. The pH mapping is based on a 2-hectare grid and offers an insight into pH trends across paddocks. Soil pH can affect nutrient uptake. The accurate and detailed interpretation of the soil testing results by a local independent agronomist with soil science knowledge will assist participating landholders to understand their soil condition and enable them to make informed and cost-effective fertiliser decisions. This technical support and testing is aimed at avoiding wasteful over-fertilising which is expensive and can also create soil imbalances. The Mid Loddon Landcare Network Farmers for Sustainable Soils Project 2012 is aimed at continuing to increase the farmers' knowledge and skills for soil management and facilitate the transformation of Mid Loddon agricultural activity.